The boats, when you can get the nose up and not have a lot of water over the deck, they're quite nice to drive. And you can get locked in and you can get the boat, sitting on 25 to 27 knots and lock it in and really, really hammer it. 'Cause quite often, the main's inside out or well eased, but the front sails are super efficient, locked in, with the J0 and the staysail. So you've got this really efficient setup up forward. So your rudder loads are quite light, and you can really kind of, you can dance the boat around the waves and avoid more nosedives and so forth. But it's a good ride, and people are hanging on. Everyone's obviously clipped on, but you're also like, you go down a few waves and everyone's having a good look.
This must be the closest it's ever been.
In the past, you could say, there was close finishes, but in the past you couldn't say that, if you fell back through the fleet and you're near the tail end, if you're a reasonable team, you could always get through really quite easily. Not in this fleet. You can be back at the tail end thinking you're going to be faster, smarter, better. No, you're in for a nasty surprise if you think that. We get out the end of each leg and you just go, I'm glad the turnarounds aren't any quicker, because you just go, I'm not ready yet to go back and go that hard again. And by the time you have a couple of days off, come back to work, you just kind of get it all ready for the next start, as in mentally. I mean, maybe it's just you could do that regardless, but it's not. You come on off legs, go. That was really taxing, physically and mentally.
Is this the hardest one you've done?
I don't know if it's the hardest. It's the most enjoyable, for sure, and maybe that's kind of taking away from how hard the race is. I'm enjoying it probably the most of any race I've done in regards to, at the start I wasn't enjoying it so much, mainly because, we'd had some damage and we weren't side by side with boats, but now that we're neck and neck with boats and some of the best boats, and you're competing at that level, that's what it's about.
Goals for the team, where do you go from here? We've got the top three scrambling for the podium, but what's the team's goal?
Oh, well, it'd be nice to upset 1, 2 or 3 of those guys. The first 3 boats have got some issues how they're going to deal with just the point scenario, in terms of it's no longer now just the 2 red boats racing each other. Now Brunel's in the mix, and then I'm hoping we'll be there. So then if we're there as well, then all of a sudden there's big points differential. So the fact that I don't know how they're going to manage it probably means that they're going to be just going for the win and sticking with what they believe. For me, I'm more used to doing that than the more conservative approach.